Texans on Sunday early, but don't let the records fool you. It's going to be a tougher game than you think. Sprint Right Option Podcast starts now. Bam. 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 Got to get the last bent in. Hey, it's a new episode of the Sprint Right Option Podcast. I am Andrew Pasquini, always joined by Jason Aponte, and it's going to be a bit of an express episode. Jason Aponte, we got things to do tonight on a Friday night. It's going to be a fun Friday night here in Sacramento. I just got softball. I'm doing boring shit, but Jason Aponte, we're going to have a good night. Jason, Niners 5-2 against the Houston Texans 2-4. I know you've delved in deeply into the film. This game, the records tell you one thing. The game on Sunday might tell you something different.
Yeah, for sure. And look, Houston's problem is not defense. Let's get that clear. And when you look at their ranks, they're top 1, top 2, top 3, and everything. And it's indicative of their roster. I mean, you look around, they've got stars on every position. On edge and the outside and secondary and Aziz Al-Shire, who we love. They're very good. That's not their problem. And what's funny is the way the 49ers attacked Atlanta is going to be the exact opposite of what they're going to do against the Houston Texans, because Houston's far better against gap scheme runs, and they are awful against outside zone runs. So just to highlight the point, obviously last week, that's a game plan that you put together against a lighter, faster front that can't handle the physicality in the middle of the offensive line. But they are number one against inside zone. They've seen the most, actually, inside zone runs, the Houston defense, 66.9%. They're actually minus 0.7. They're 21st against that. But they faced outside zone 30, the lowest amount in football, 31.1%, minus 0.07 EPA. So those numbers sound like you can probably go back to gap scheme and maybe that's exactly what the 49ers will do, but I still see them like being able to attack outside, and I think a lot of people are scared because they do have those physical corners and those guys who can actually run up and tackle. But I just don't think that it's going to be the same game plan for Atlanta as with Houston, just because they're better up front.
Oh, yeah, and Jason, you mentioned that Houston one's across the board on defense, and I know DVOA agrees with that, but even just the basic stats, right? They're number one in points allowed, 4 in yards against, number one in scoring percentage against, their top 5 in turnover percentage. They don't allow a lot of passing touchdowns, only 4 passing touchdowns to 7 interceptions on the season. This is by far and away the best defense the Niners have faced, and by far away probably the best defense they'll face for the rest of the year. And I don't necessarily think it's coincidence. Who's the Texans head coach, Jason Aponte? It's DeMeco Ryans. There we go. So we're a little familiar. So maybe that's something that plays into Shanahan's hand, since it's a defense that, obviously Ryan's run his own thing now, but you have some familiarity in this matchup. And something that jumps out to me, Jason, is the Niners have averaged 20 points per game this season. The Texans have allowed more than 20 points once this season, which is last Monday, 27 to the Seahawks. And even then, the Seahawks had a lot of, the Seahawks turned the ball over 4 times.
Yes.
But they still scored 27 points. Mm-hmm. So to give you an idea of just how tough this defense is, the Seattle had to give to get a little bit. But you look at the previous games, it's 14 points to the Rams in week 1, 20 points to the Buccaneers week 2, 17 to the Jaguars, 0 to the Titans, 10 to the Ravens. Ravens were without Lamar Jackson, but it's such a tough defense, and I'm so curious to see how the Niners attack it. If it is going to be another Christian McCaffrey heavy run game, or if it's going to be a Christian McCaffrey heavy pass game, because that's just kind of what it is at this point. Is it's just depends what Christian McCaffrey is going to do on a Sunday.
It's going to be a George Kittle catch the football and run through everybody game. Calling it right now. You're welcome, guys. Welcome. National Tight Ends Day. But where they attack the intermediate and deep, you would think that a team that is so well off in the secondary, they struggle so much in the intermediate and the deep windows. This is a big George Kittle game. Welcome to George Kittle week. You're all welcome. That's my prediction. This is his week.
Yeah, it's always good vibes with the National Tight End Day, especially for Kittle, because Kittle feels like the guy who kind of got that started, especially with tight end U. So he'll be a little juiced, and especially considering Jason, I needed Jared Goff and Jamison Williams to outscore who's the Buccaneers running back, Rashad White, by
Rashad White.
10 points. 10 points on Monday. And because Kittle and Jamison got a combined 0 points, didn't win that game, I expect Kittle to have more than 0 fantasy points this week. I feel like it'll be an emphasis to get him the ball.
I mean, he killed it in my points per block league. I mean, you guys are playing the wrong leagues. I mean, if you're not playing in a points per block league with George Kittle, then I don't know what you're doing. I won my week with that.
Jason, what do you expect out of Mac Jones? Because I'm kind of sitting on a take. I don't know if I want to use it yet. It's a pre-take, dare I say. Sometimes it's just as potent, but it's a pre-take. And what I'm gonna say is, if Mac Jones puts together a game, another good game against this Texans defense, and the Niners win, I'm all in on the quarterback controversy talk. I that's how much I'm looking forward to Jones in this game. It's fully possible that he just has an average game, and I look silly saying this, but if he puts together kind of the games we've seen, obviously not against Atlanta, because Atlanta he wasn't really asked to do a ton. Maybe not Tampa Bay, but like if it's another like 275 plus yard game, he throws a couple touchdowns, doesn't turn it over, and the Niners win, I think I'm ready to start it.
I don't suspect that that's going to happen in this game.
You don't think it's going to happen?
No. I think this is going to be very close to the vest. Mac Jones, 175 yards, maybe 200. Very similar to what you saw in Atlanta. Still run the football with Christian McCaffrey. The main benefactor of the passing game is going to be Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle. But I don't suspect that Mac Jones is going to throw it all over the yard against this Houston defense. That's how good they are. So, listen, if he does that, and he torches them, right, then yes, we have to have a conversation. But what you watched last week with Sam Darnold is Jackson Smith-Njigba was playing better football than anybody who's playing wide receiver this year. And it's not even particularly close. He's getting open against everybody. Derek Stingley be damned, Lassiter, doesn't matter. Whoever you want, we're going to get open. But the 49ers don't have those separators at the wide receiver position. So it is going to be very close to the vest. You also don't want to get yourself into a position where you're in a straight drop back position because Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson are really fucking good. So I do think that this is going to be a much more muted game plan where it's not putting too much on Mac Jones' plate. Protect the football, convert on third down when we need to. But if he throws it all over the yard, I'd be very shocked. But also, you know what? Any sort of controversy that wants to come up is a good thing. That means he's playing that good of football. I just don't see it. I see like 170, 200 yards. Very understated game for him. Just operate the offense, lead us to another win, and we'll worry about what happens with Brock Purdy next week. Who, for whatever it's worth, Brock Purdy is traveling with the team to Houston. So either you think that means he's closer to coming back, you don't, whatever. But he's traveling, and this is the first time that he has since he's had the injury.
Yeah, we'll see what it looks like. I don't expect a huge game from Jones, but if he does it, like I think that only adds heat to the conversation. We haven't necessarily had it yet. We've kind of teased it here and there, but if he has a game against this good of a defense, and there's got to be a conversation to be had. Jason, we haven't touched on the injury report yet because there were a few notables. Brock Purdy was ruled out with the toe injury. Ricky Pearsall also ruled out. Yetur Gross-Matos and Bryce Huff out, as well as Jake Brendel. But on the other side of things, the Houston Texans are going to be without Nico Collins. They're going to be without Christian Kirk, two of their top receivers. That leaves Xavier Hutchinson as their number one receiver. Also, Dalton Schultz, the tight end.
It better not be their number one receivers. Jaden Higgins exists. I don't understand Houston. I don't understand what they're thinking. Like, hey, we have this really good wide receiver that we drafted from Iowa State and another good receiver from Iowa State. Let's throw the ball to fucking Xavier Hutchinson instead. What are you doing?
We'll see plenty of Iowa State Cyclones, just not Brock Purdy on Sunday because Jalen Noel and Jaden Higgins both on the Texans. Both guys, Jason Aponte, really liked in this draft process. But for me, I think that the matchup to watch, because a lot of the conversation has been around the Niners offense versus the Texans defense because of how good that Texans defense is. I'm very curious to see Robert Saleh's plan of attack because of that offensive line in Houston. Houston has really stripped down their offensive line as a whole. They had Laramie Tunsil, got rid of a few pieces, trying to rebuild that offensive line for CJ Stroud. It hasn't gone great this season. However, on the other side of the ball, the Niners don't exactly have their A-team rushers. Sammy O is going to be your number one rusher, which nothing against Sammy O. He's just never been in that position. I'm very curious to see how Saleh attacks that offensive line because I think we'll see blitzes more frequently. Maybe we'll see. But I'm curious to see what the four he's going to have up front against the Texans offensive line. That's the matchup I'm going to be watching closely.
Yeah, we're all upset about Bryce Huff, but I think the 49ers pass rush is going to be fine just because of who they're facing. The Houston Texans offensive line is what some 49er fans believe the 49ers line is.
Mm-hmm.
Literally one of the worst in the league. And I trust me, you don't have to watch the film, just look at the pressure numbers, just you know what, just watch what happens anytime that CJ Stroud drops back to pass. So, I'm not saying the 49ers aren't missing Bryce Huff, but I'm saying that if there was ever a game for him to not be there and still be able to create pressure against this quarterback, this is it. And it's going to be funny because I do think Samuel is going to have a good game. I do think that Michael is going to have a very good game. I do think that Alfred Collins is going to have a good game. I'm not even sure that the 49ers have to blitz. But for what it's worth, the Texans are blitzed at the highest amount in the NFL. That means opposing teams are like, you know what, man? We've seen this kid get rattled. We can rattle him, and we're just going to keep sending it at him because, like I said, there's three things going on right now with the Houston offense. Play calling, offensive line, and CJ Stroud has regressed. All three things are true. All of those things are true. Now, does it have a cascading effect one into the other? For sure. But CJ Stroud is not playing good football. And I want to make sure that we don't absolve him of his own bad play because there's been plenty of quarterbacks who have had bad play callers and been behind bad offensive lines and no one shot them bail. So, I find it funny because everybody's just like, oh, well, it's the play caller. Oh, well, it's the offensive line. Is CJ Stroud the only quarterback who's ever had to deal with these things? He's played poorly. And when you watch the tape, there's, throws at feet, throws over the top. He's turning down easy throws. So, again, rattle the cage. I don't think they need to, but I do think that they will blitz a little bit more, just like everybody else is, because they've seen how CJ Stroud is under pressure, and it's been awful.
Something to note, too, with the Texans offense and kind of lays with Stroud is they don't turn the ball over a ton. And, Jason, I don't know if you've heard this. The 49ers have broken the record for most consecutive games.
It ends this week.
It ends this week.
Get Granny out of the cage. I lock Granny in the cage until the 49ers get an interception. If you want Granny out, you know what you need to do, okay? I can't keep her in there for that much longer. I'm running out of food, okay? If you want Granny out of the cage, just get the interception, 49ers.
Houston has a 9.2 turnover percentage on offense. That's 12th best, so right around league average. But the six turnovers are top, or in the, sorry, I just totally stumbled over my words. I'm sorry. The six turnovers are the ninth least in the league. So it's not a ton of turnovers. Something maybe concerning is the only two offenses the 49ers have faced that have allowed fewer turnovers have been Jacksonville and Tampa Bay. Niners got 0 turnovers in that game. I just want an interception, man. Like, I'll even take. You remember? This is a little inside football, Jason Aponte. You remember the Jimmy Garoppolo Hail Mary interception against the Atlanta Falcons a couple of years ago that caused some issues in a group chat we were in that time? We need like that. I'll take that type of interception. Like, that type of interception works. I just want to see something because the Niners' last interception happened about 15 feet in front of me when I was at the game against the Seahawks. Isaac Yiadom did it on my side of the field where I was seated.
That's hilarious that it was him of all people too.
Isaac Yiadom, dude. He's the guy who has the last interception. You just said it's going to happen, Jason. So let's call your shot. Who does it? What's the situation? I want to hear it.
It's gonna be Renardo Green. It's gonna be on a miscommunication between Jalen Noel and CJ Stroud because they haven't been able to get on the same page. By the way, like you said, I'm really a big fans of Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel, but it's like the light went on at the end of that game, like with 3 minutes left, and they were like, wait a minute, Jalen Noel's really good, and maybe we should throw him the football. And he started catching passes, and I was just like, look, man, I don't pretend to be smarter than offensive coordinators. I don't pretend to be smarter than coaches. But Jesus Christ, man, what the hell is taking you guys so long to figure these things out? Like, and you just continue to throw the ball to Xavier Hutchinson. And it's like you have these good receivers. Either way, I think it's going to be a miscommunication between Jalen Noel, CJ Stroud. He runs one way, he throws it the other. Renardo Green ends the national nightmare, and that's how we get it done. I think we got a donation here from Gray Fox. Yes, shout out to you, my boy. Do. Ayuk will come back before Pearsall, true or false? Also, Brock Purdy will never see the field this season, true or false? I think Brock Purdy is going to see the field. Yeah. Consider me and color me absolutely concerned about Ricky Pearsall.
Okay.
This is ridiculous, man. Like, first of all, I'm not downplaying the injury because clearly it's something. But the guy was never injured at all in college. He gets here, and it looks like just a routine thing where he bangs his knee on the ground, and you're just like, oh, he'll miss a week because it was a short week. We're going on 4 weeks now. Like, what the hell is going on, man? Like, he looks so good when he plays, but he's not available. Will Ayuk come back before Pearsall? True or false? If you listen to Kyle Shanahan, he said that it might be close, but again, we should take every single thing that we hear about every single 49er injury with all the grains of salt. So I don't know. That's indeterminate. But yes, you'll see Brock Purdy, before the season's over. But I am absolutely 100% concerned about Ricky Pearsall now. Color me concerned. That's it. I can't shake the feeling that something else is wrong. It's taking you so long. You banged your knee on the ground, and now we're going on 4 weeks where we haven't seen you.
Well, I made the point when the injury happened that it was very reminiscent of Christian McCaffrey's injury last year against Buffalo, where he almost had that breakaway touchdown, got hit on the foot and just fell, knee hit the ground. He was out for the season. That was 5 remaining games left in that
also
season.
A PCL.
That's 5, yeah, PCL. So that's 5 games right there. This would be game number 4. So we are nearing the amount of games that McCaffrey missed last year because of that knee injury of him banging it on the ground and obviously a little more than it. I don't know how long McCaffrey would have missed last year because the Niners didn't make the playoffs and there was no extra games. So I don't know what the timeline is for Ricky Pearsall. Now, with the news that came out today, Kyle Shanahan said the team could open Brandon Ayuk's ACL practice window next week. He said that we were in a week-to-week territory for opening that window. Maybe they open it next week, but how many times have we heard of Niners injury? I mean, wasn't Purdy's injury week to week right when it happened, and here we are 2 months later, right? Like I know that's a different thing. Like he re-aggravated, but I guess my point is how many times have the Niners said one thing about an injury timeline and have it be completely wrong, right? So like it's kind of a give and take situation with that. Now, will he be back on the field before Pearsall? If I have to answer it, I'll say false because I'm hoping Pearsall comes back before then because Ayuk would get 3 weeks after he's activated. But so I'll go false. I think Pearsall will be back before then. And then Purdy's going to see the field again. As much as I want to start my quarterback controversy, if Mac Jones has a good game on Sunday, Purdy will be back at some point.
First of all, I have no knowledge of any of the 49ers injuries. But we're all day to day and week to week, and we don't even play football. Every single person is week to week, day to day. That's how we get through life. So you're not giving me any. Yeah, you don't give me any information when you say, "Hey, he's week to week." We're all week to week. We're all just trying to piece it together. We're all day to day. We're all just trying to piece it together. Now the question becomes: next week, that godforsaken turf in MetLife, is that when you want to bring Brock Purdy and Ricky Pearsall back? I don't even want them in the state at this point, like let alone on that field. So I mean, God, I don't want to. I'm looking forward to that. Obviously the next week with the MetLife thing, but that turf scares the shit out of me, man. I don't want to see anybody on that field. Is there a way that they can play this game on the practice field of grass that's across the street? Like, can we move it and just sit in the bleachers? So I don't know, man. Do you think the 49ers rush back Ricky Pearsall to push him on that MetLife turf? I wouldn't. Do you think that Brock Purdy's toe is better off going on that MetLife turf? I don't. So I don't know, really. God help whoever's going to have to go out on the field because that turf is whatever it is, whatever. I mean, Jimmy Hoffa's ghost is on there just taking ACLs for some reason. And if you guys don't understand the references, here in Jersey and in New York, the legend is that Jimmy Hoffa's buried under MetLife Stadium. And that's where he went after he tried to go against the mob. So it's Jimmy Hoffa that's taking all these ACLs. And how many ACLs do you need, dude? I mean, come on. So I don't know. I'm just
funny day for you to mention the Italian mafia, Jason Aponte. Do we want to talk Italian?
Do you want to
bet?
Mafia?
Gabagool, Hey,
do you want to bet?
I was just excited to hear the mafia still running, man. Dude, that was the biggest thing for me.
Dude. So this morning I wake up and obviously all that stuff breaks and I'm like, the mafia. I'm like, is that still a thing? And someone in my comments, and it's actually the guy, my bad. It's Jesse who does our thumbnails. he's like, "Aren't you from Jersey?" And he sends that clip where it's Tony Soprano in the car with his daughter, and he's like, "There is no mafia." He's like, "All right."
What a football podcast, obviously, but what a wild day for the NBA yesterday, man.
One more thing also. I know for a fact that Patrick Mahomes is gambling. I just can't prove it. I know for a fact that that Travis Kelce is gambling. I just can't prove it. And I think that they should investigate them. And also, one thing that's unrelated to this podcast, Kevin Garnett absolutely is gambling. He should be arrested. Put him in the jail. My dislike for Kevin Garnett, no, not they'll never listen. If they're not gonna put Ohtani in jail, they're not gonna put LeBron in jail. I have a strong dislike for Kevin Garnett that goes far beyond football, and I 100% believe that he did it, 100%. So you got to put him in jail.
I need to know the Kevin Garnett story, but we not podcast.
Well, just real quick. When I used to be a Knicks fan. Okay. He was on the stupid Celtics.
I got it.
And then you know the Honey Nut Cheerios thing. And then this is what really pissed me off is when he tried to bring that bum ass super team to the Brooklyn Nets of old guys, the unction, and we had to swear that the Brooklyn Nets were all of a sudden somebody that you had to be worried about, like the Nets ever matter about anything, and they fell flat on their face. I don't like Kevin Garnett's, and you know what? Fuck Uncut Gems too. I don't even think that's a good movie because he was in it. How about that? Like, that's how far the hate goes.
The even worse thing about that is the Nets launched the Celtics as we know them now because of that trade. For aging Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, man.
And the other thing is that LeBron gets so much hate for building a super team, but that was in response to Kevin Garnett linking up with Paul Pierce and Ray Allen. I don't want that to fall. So everybody wants to blame LeBron. You blame Kevin Garnett because I do about everything.
There's your Nets, Celtics, Knicks talk here on the Spurt Right Off podcast.
This took a turn.
Let's get back to the Niners. Real quick, I wanted to mention the injuries because Deommodore Lenoir popped up on the injury report this week because we're the Niners, and that's just kind of what happens. Injures himself on practice, I believe it was Monday or Tuesday. Did not practice on Wednesday or Thursday. Limited today. He is questionable for Sunday. I'm tired of just opening Twitter and seeing a new injury because we got it with Bryce Huff on Monday, and then we got it with Lenoir on Tuesday. If they're going to get hurt, I want to see it so I can process it, understand what's happening, instead of just opening the Bird app and being like, oh, that player's hurt now. And Deommodore Lenoir just the latest victim of it.
I would suggest that you stop opening Twitter then.
Maybe.
Because this is never going to end.
Problem. It's a user issue, huh?
Right. You're like, I'm tired of opening Twitter and seeing new 49ers injury reports. Well, I've got bad news for you, pal. The injuries will continue. I think he plays. And that's a good thing. He's somebody that you cannot lose. Like, now we're talking about invaluable people, right? Obviously, Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, they're gone. And sure, the 49ers will try to scheme their way around it, but you can't lose Deommodore Lenoir, man. You cannot. So I think he plays, though. I think this one we can pump the brakes on panic. Yeah.
It's just another one of those opening Twitter and just seeing another Niner injury. And that was not a fun one to see. Jason, is there anything else? Twitter. Yeah, I should probably. That's probably a good just general life thing. Is there anything else you want to hit on? We can start getting to the previews. As I said, it's going to be a little bit of an express episode today. Yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on? Because I feel like we hit the main parts of this Niners Texans matchup.
Yeah, no, look, again, the reason that I think George Kittle is going to have a really big game is and I'll run through the numbers so you guys, again, what I see on film is something that I can't really convey, obviously through numbers, but this is really good right here. Pass depth wise, the Houston defense, they face short throws, they're 29th in the league, 63%, right? But intermediate, they're hit the 7th most, 23.9%, and they're actually tried deep, 13%. Their EPA on both of those, intermediate 0.11. Again, for defense, you want minus, you don't want plus. Yep. And deep 0.44. That's not good for a team that has Lassiter and Stingley and Jalen Petrie and Bullock. Like, this is supposed to be a secondary that's supposed to be locked down. This is why George Kittle is going to be the prime benefactor this season. This game, for sure. So that's why I'm putting, again, whatever it is that he has over, receiving yards, betting is what we got to keep talking about, obviously with the
Do you
theme
want to
that we're
talk
talking about.
Nets again?
No, I don't want to talk about the Nets at all because there's never any reason to talk about the Nets. They're never relevant. But and that's what pisses me off about Garnett going over there. It's like all of a sudden now y'all are not lit. You're never lit. You're never lit. The Nets are never lit. But yes, I think this is a big Kittle game. I do think the 49ers pass rush is going to be fine in this game because of the offensive line. I think where it's going to boil down to is the 49ers have to protect the football, control the clock. This defense is very good. You have to stay away from those third and longs, and you have to keep this offense on schedule because Will Anderson Jr., Daniil Hunter, Autry, those guys are studs, man. And if they start to get in there and you get after the quarterback, we're going to see Matt Hennessy, and we're going to see what you're really about now because you're really up against it with this Texans defensive line.
All right, Jason, let's go through the week 8 slate of games, throw our predictions out there, and then we'll close with the Niners and Texans. The Chargers beat the Vikings last night 37-10.
God, that game sucked.
That game was not fun. Not a good game. Chargers
you know
look
what's
real
funny?
Good.
Thursday night,
those unis.
No, they did. Oh, those uniforms were, oh my God. But and Thursday night games have been fire for mad weeks in a row, and then we got to cry about Carson Wentz being hurt with his shoulder and everything, and I was just like, bro, stop crying. Just get off. You see
what next week's game is?
What?
Ravens Dolphins.
Oh,
yeah,
that's gonna be a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Of the, that's a good question. Let me click the Dolphins. I think it's in Miami.
Oh,
it is. No, it's in Baltimore. I lied, Jason.
Oh.
No, I lied again. I double lied. It's in Miami. Confirmed. My eyes lied to me.
All right, cool. So maybe Tua will be able to actually complete passes because it's going to be in Miami. I mean, we all know that once it dips under 70 degrees, he
said he's short and can't see over that line.
Can't, dude. Listen to me. I don't know what's going on, but I want Tua Tagovailoa to stop talking and stop going to press conferences. First, dude. Oh, I'm nowhere near Josh Allen. I can't see over. Shut up, dude. Oh my God.
People aren't showing up to player meetings.
If I was a Dolphins fan, oh my God,
it's been the same cycle recently because I paid more attention to the Dolphins than I should because of my friend. But they've been in this same cycle of Tua says something dumb, Mike McDaniels calms it down, being like, "Yeah, ignore it," and then Stephen Ross says, "Well, we're not looking to fire Mike McDaniels this week. We're sticking forward." So it's kind of in the same cycle. Tua's just been talking a lot, man.
Just shut up, man.
I wonder where he learned that from. I wonder where he learned talking about nothing from. Is he on any committees? I don't know. Anyways,
oh my God, Andrew.
Thank you.
You're good. Good one. Hey, look.
Thank you. I got every so often. Thank you. Falcons versus the Dolphins in Atlanta. I'm gonna take the Falcons.
Falcons versus Dolphins in Atlanta. I will take the Falcons as well too.
Bijan might have 750 rushing yards.
Bijan, congratulations if you have Bijan Robinson in fantasy. You just won your week, and today's Friday. That's ridiculous. Literally, what did I say last week about Quinshon Judkins? I was just like, congratulations to Quinshon Judkins. He could have run for 300 yards if they would have just kept giving him the football. Thank God they were just like, all right, enough, man. We can't do this anymore.
Joe Flacco revenge game. The Jets play the Bengals. I'm going to take the Bengals.
I'm taking the Bengals here as well, too. Aaron Glenn thinks that he's doing the smartest thing in the world by not telling us that Tyrod Taylor's starting because he believes it's a competitive advantage. I would argue that it doesn't fucking matter what quarterback you're going to send out there. You're going to get your ass beat, so it doesn't matter. like this idea that Tyrod Taylor and Justin Fields are so different that you have to prepare. They're literally like guys who are first-read quarterbacks who run the football. Like, come on, man. Like, Aaron Glenn, You're fired, man. I'm sorry. You are fired. Step into my office. You're fucking fired.
Browns head to Gillette Stadium to take on the Patriots. It'll be a tough matchup for Drake May against that defense. I am going to continue riding Drake May, though. The Patriots win.
Hey,
man.
Relax.
Words, man. Wordplay.
Relax. That's phrasing right there. Nah, the Patriots are going to win this game. Surprisingly, the Browns have given it up. Pause to wide receivers in the secondary. I'm actually shocked about that with Winston Campbell getting over there. But yeah, you know what? Give me the Patriots, man. They're playing too well right now.
Giants at Eagles. I refuse to believe the New York Giants are going to beat the Eagles twice in a season. I'm going to take the Eagles.
Oh,
although no AJ Brown.
Nah, Saquon Barkley revenge game. They're gonna go crazy. They figured it out. Big Devontae Smith week. If you have Devontae Smith in fantasy, congratulations. You're about to have a really fun week as well too. If the Philadelphia Eagles lose this game to the New York Giants, I don't want to hear anything about them being anything other than a team in the NFC. Like, that's all we'll be able to describe them as. The Philadelphia Eagles are in the NFC East and they play in the National Football Conference. That's it. We're not going to say anything about them being a number 1 seed or a Super Bowl contender at all. So that's fair warning. Fair warning, Philadelphia Eagles.
The Bills take on the Panthers, the upstart Carolina Panthers. I think the
Andy
Bills
Dalton week.
and Andy Dalton week. I think the Bills bring them back to earth a little bit, though. I got the Bills beating the Panthers.
Oh yeah, Buffalo got this, but Andy Dalton is a solid start in fantasy football if you need it, man. The Bills secondary is garbage. So yeah, I never thought I'd say these words in the big year of 2025, but people are starting Marcus Mariota and Andy Dalton and Tyrod Taylor this week, needing a win with all the buys and the injuries. So
you just got to
Andy
get
Dalton's
Jameis in there, man.
Yeah, Jameis is, unfortunately, Andrew, the NFL doesn't like fun. And they don't like you, I think, more than anything. Like, it's like a vendetta against you for them not playing Jameis.
I think I'm slowly starting to move to the Vikings as the new Jameis team. It was the Bengals. They got Flacco. I think the Vikings need to make the move for Jameis. You notice I'm just trying to get Jameis really good receivers.
You know what's hilarious? The Vikings had Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold in their building last year, and they let both walk.
Yep.
Wowzers.
Hey, good thing they got JJ McCarthy, though. Hey, the Bears take on the Ravens. Ravens may or may not be with Lamar Jackson. Sounds like
Lamar's
he's going
the
right direction. You know what? They got rid of the ping pong tables. They got rid of the Papa shots. They got rid of the video games. Give me the Bears.
Wow.
Give me the Bears.
That's bold. Nah, give me the Ravens, man. Look, Lamar's back. Derrick Henry's gonna run through them and everything as well too. It's a good matchup for DJ Moore and Romo Dunze. I think they're gonna be fine, against that secondary. But yeah, listen, like you said, everyone is really just like, oh, it's over for the Ravens. And when they rip off 5 or 6 in a row here and they're back right in the playoff spots, everybody's just gonna be like, oh, well, you can't count. Lamar's fine. They're gonna come back. They're gonna win this game.
Buccaneers head to the Saints. Interesting one, but Baker Mayfield kind of laying it out there that he doesn't like playing the Saints because they're a little dirty.
He doesn't, huh?
I'll take the Buccaneers.
I'm gonna take the Bucs as well too, but he's stealing Jameis's bit.
Yeah.
Remember the Marshawn Lattimore thing where he poked Marshawn Lattimore in the back of the head and Mike Evans came. Shout out to Mike, man. I'm really
tell
sad
him to watch out for Mike Evans.
He was trying to tell him watch out, Mike Evans is about to lay you out, and then he just came and he did. No, but I'm really sad about Mike Evans. His streak coming to an end, and I somehow blame Jerry Rice in some sort of Etsy witch thing. I just can't prove it yet.
I like it. I like that. Cowboys head to Denver to take on the Broncos. I have a feeling this is a game where the Cowboys take the lead for 3 quarters and the Broncos just decide to start playing in the 4th quarter. I all credit to the Cowboys though. Like all credit to the Cowboys. They've been a feisty squad. Really funny that they've worked their way all the way back to being like, we really need an elite pass rusher. Let's go after Max Crosby. If only they had one on the roster at some point this season.
Well, he's cheaper than Micah.
That's true.
Might be 5D chess. We'll trade Micah Parsons and then trade for Max Crosby and pay him less.
That's true.
And he's actually good against the run.
I got the Broncos.
I have the Broncos too. But Javonte Williams revenge game. Just make sure you mark it down. You're already playing him, but definitely give credit to the Cowboys. And you know how much this hurts me because I don't want to give them credit for anything, but their offense looks incredible, man. Dak's playing incredible. And this is a few years in a row of where Dak has played very, very good football, man. You gotta start giving it up. And I don't want to. I don't want to praise them, but that's how I mean it.
Yeah. The Titans against the Colts. And I think we both picked the Colts here, Jason Afonte. I think the bigger question is do the Colts cover 14.5, which is not a spread you see a ton in NFL games.
Shout out to Jason. He says, from Brick City here, love the East Coast takes. Hell yeah, dude. I hope you're coming out for all the parties and everything next week and going to the game, dude. I'd love the link, especially, as a fellow Jason from Jersey. You said What's the game again?
Titans, Colts. I think we both got the Colts. The
Yes.
Colts are a 14.5-point favorite. Do they cover?
Yes.
That's a
They
big
do.
spread for an NFL game.
No, they do. And you know what's funny? We're back to the betting thing. Al Michaels last night was so shady. I don't know if you
The
guys
game's
noticed.
not over yet. I don't want to say it's over, but it's almost over.
That's the second shady thing that he said.
Love
The
it.
first shady thing he said was about the San Francisco 49ers Super Bowl win over the San Diego Chargers at the time. And he starts with the 49ers were a 19.5-point favorite against the Chargers in 1995. 19.5 in the Super Bowl. Just remember that. And the 49ers covered, by the way. But he says at the end of the game, there's a throw by Stan Humphries into the end zone that everyone is collectively holding their breath. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, Al Michaels, what are you getting at here right now? What are you on right now, bro? And then he says what he said after. But yeah, Al Michaels was super shady last night about the betting shit. That was pretty cool.
Didn't he have something too where he said the only miss the Vikings kicker had was off the wire, and then like 5 minutes later he's like, well, the league said it was a mirage, you didn't see it or whatever. Like, yeah.
The league they got on the bat phone and they were like, listen, old man, you take that down and you run that bet. You don't say that.
Don't make us call the Italian mob.
Don't make us call the Costa Nostra.
We both got the Colts. Sunday Night Football should be fun. The Packers take on the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers revenge game. I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers. Fuck it. I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers. I love Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to take the Steelers.
I think the Steelers win too, and they're going to break the streak of, right? Or like keep the streak going, right? The Packers haven't beaten them in forever, and that includes when Rodgers was there. But I did think it was kind of cool that Aaron Rodgers was like, I'll go back and we're going to, and I'll end up as a Packer. I thought that was pretty cool, so,
Yeah.
Ung still got it.
Interesting week for him because a lot of nice things came out, and usually at this point in his career, it's not a lot of nice things coming out about Aaron Rodgers. Let's see. The last time, let me look up this history because I saw this. But spin zone, Jason, the Packers kept losing in Pittsburgh. Who was their quarterback? It was Aaron Rodgers. So Aaron Rodgers hasn't won as a Steeler. Maybe it's enough. Jesus Christ, the last time. Oh, this is a road thing. Yeah, so I'm not going to look at that. But yeah, it's been a while since the Packers have won in Pittsburgh. Monday Night Football, Marcus Mariota and the Washington Commanders head to Kansas City and take on the Chiefs. The Chiefs. I think that's all I got to say.
I hate it, man. They're back.
Yep.
I went many weeks watching their offense and trying to figure out what the hell was going on. And now I know exactly what's going on with the Chiefs. They're just rounding into shape, and they're just going to end up in the AFC title game, and they're just going to win a bunch of games, and Mahomes is playing the best football that he has in the last, 2-3 years, and Rashid Rice is back. This is an endless cycle. Again, NFL, if you're watching, I know for a fact, I have the evidence. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and Travis Kelce are all gambling, and we need to take them down.
Need to take them down. The game we're waiting for, 10 a.m. on Fox, 1 p.m. for Jason Aponte, 10 a.m. for me. 49ers head to Houston, take on the 2-4 Texans. Texans are a 2.5-point favorite in this game. Just to give you an idea of just how good that defense is. The over-under is 42.5. I like I said last week, I think this is going to be a rock fight again. I think this is going to be a defensive game. It's going to be heavy defensive. I'm going to take the Niners 20, Texans 16.
2014 for me. And I think there's going to be 2 times that they actually score, but I do think the touchdowns that are going to happen in this game are going to be Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle in this game. And I think they get 2 field goals from Eddie Dinero Pinero. Look, the Houston defense is not the problem. This is going to be a very play it close to the vest game. I don't think either offense right now is capable of engaging in a shootout against each other. I think that it's going to come down to who makes less mistakes. I believe in the 49ers more than I do CJ Stroud in this offense, especially who they're given. So 2014, I think the 49ers win, but big George Kittle week, and put me down for him being the guy that really pushes his offense forward. But Christian McCaffrey is going to win Comeback Player of the Year because it's come back from an injury, not come back from being fucking trash award. So I just want to make sure that we put that out there.
Paul asking, when is Florida State getting rid of Mike Norvell? Hopefully soon. I was very
College
cool.
Football.
I played a part in Stanford getting fined $50,000.
I saw that. So
Yeah.
for the people that don't know, Andrew and Jordan and Patrick, totally not jealous that they went to this game.
Yep.
They stormed the field and got Stanford fined. That's crazy. I can't. And the picture that you took with Jordan is in front of police. Andrew,
Dude.
I thought I was the outlaw of this podcast. You guys are on the run. Like, what is going on here?
So the cops were standing at the 50-yard line, trying to prevent people. And Jordan's like, we got to get this photo. We got to get this photo. So we get it. As we start taking it, the cops start pushing forward. So like we're doing the pose as the cops are pushing forward. We get the photo. It's the cop directly behind me and Jordan, just the funniest look on his face. Like, I'm sick of this shit. It was a very calm field charging. It took about a minute for it to actually start happening. I think it's pretty embarrassing on Stanford because Florida State stinks. Florida State hasn't won an ACC game since, I think, 2023. So it's been a very long time. But yeah, it was a fun game. It got really weird at the end. I don't know if you caught the highlights. I still think Florida State got screwed in that game. I thought they scored a touchdown on that last play. But yeah, man, charging. It was just a situation because me and Patrick were there wearing our Florida State stuff. And we were just watching. Do we want to do it? It's like, yeah, like when are we going to get this chance to do this? So
of course,
we took the opportunity, and then it felt good the next day seeing Stanford got fined $50,000 for it. So it's a pretty fun game, pretty fun time out there.
Andrew, I swore that I was the bad decision maker of this podcast, and warranted by the fact that I am going to make horrible decisions within 15 to 20 minutes once I leave my house for what I'm headed to in Brooklyn tonight.
Catching the Nets?
No. the Nets would have to pay me to go watch them play fucking basketball. Like, I'm not imagine paying to go watch willingly going to watch them at the Barclays Center, which by the way is a really nice place or whatever. But no. I'm headed to a nice little DJ set. And might be on YouTube. So like I'll post it or whatever. If you catch a tall guy in the back, vibing with a 49ers hat, you know exactly who it is. But I thought that I was the bad decision maker of this podcast. You're the one who's breaking laws and stuff, Andrew Pasquini. I'm proud and a little concerned.
I high-fived a Stanford player, right? I high-fived and his helmet hit my elbow.
That hurts.
Helmets fucking hurt, dude. They play football with those things, man. It barely grazed into my elbow. Like, maybe I'm just soft, which is fully possible, Jason. I'm not a football player. I'm a podcaster. But that shit hurt. That shit hurt real bad.
Have you ever seen somebody, like headbutt a helmet? Like, I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, what is it that there's that college player that like he hits the helmet on his head and the whole bench is like, oh, that's insane. Good thing that they are that solid though, because they're trying to protect players' brains and stuff like that. So,
Jason Aponte, a lot of Nets references today, but
too many Nets references. Let this be the last time that we ever talk about the Nets about anything. Okay. Like, Jesus Christ.
I'll take that note down right now. No more Nets.
Three things that we're not going to talk about anymore: jerseys,
Bruno,
Jake Moody, and the Nets. I don't want to talk about any of those three things ever again on this channel. And if you catch us in the chat, you got to help us out. If you catch us in the chat talking about any of those things, you got to let us know.
Yeah. Jason Aponte, I hope you enjoy your time in Brooklyn. I'm about to walk down to a park and play some softball. Two games tonight, Jason Aponte.
Hell yeah.
But we'll be back Sunday, instant reaction, ideally for a 49ers win. That'll probably be about 1:00 p.m. Pacific time, 4:00 East Coast time. And then go enjoy your Sunday night football because that should be a fun game. Packers, Steelers. Jason Aponte, though, as always.
Let's go Niners.
Let's go Niners. Bump.